Okay, so every season I tell myself I'm going to stay on top of my tomatoes and contain them and do all the right things, and they always get away from me a little bit. So I want to demonstrate to you, if you haven't already done this, how to take good care of your tomatoes for good tomato health. So right here I have 2 plants. Yeah, I want to separate them so I can actually see the 2 plants. So if you have just one plant and a nice stake, it's nice to get that plant trained to go up, grow alongside the pole. So I'm going to move the tomato plant over close to it at a nice sturdy spot along the stem there. I'm going to look to support it with a piece of twine. I'm going to wrap that very gently. I'm not going to pull this tight. I just want it to be able to support this tomato and indicate for it to grow up this way. Another thing that's important to take care of tomatoes and to get good tomato health is to sucker them. So this is the main part of the tomato growing here, and here it's kind of like the tomato's armpit, upside down armpit, and it's growing this sucker out of there, which is going to grow green lush. It's not the same as where the fruit will come from. And it's a little late to do that now, so I'm going to leave it. But up here, can you see this sucker here? So I'm going to pinch that out just with my fingernails. I'll do this one with the other hand, maybe you can see it, but I'm just going to come in there and pinch that sucker out. Yeah, just help train that one up. When you have a long row of tomatoes like this, it's nice to have these tomato clamps. You can also use old pieces of cut up shirt, socks, whatever fabric. It's a great way of upcycling. So I'm going to use the clamp here, which will gently go around the tomato and include the main trunk, and that will help hold the tomato onto this wire here. Looking for any suckering to do, like right in here. That extra one, you can see that's not where the flowers are coming from. There are the flowers on the main stem. And these suckers make your plants get kind of unwieldy. Also, while I'm working on my tomato plants, I look for any bad leaves. A great rule of thumb to keeping tomato plants healthy is to pinch off any bad leaves. And it's better to do that if you're going to use a tool, to wipe it off with rubbing alcohol in between plants so you don't potentially transfer any plant disease, or do it with your fingernails. So if you look down here, these leaves are getting kind of wrinkled, curling up. So I want to go ahead and get those out of there. And I'm just going to go right close to the stem. Use my fingernail if I need to, and pinch it off. And whenever you're taking tomato leaves out of the garden, don't add these to your compost. Because if they're carrying some kind of disease, a lot of tomato diseases are soil borne. So that means that they stay in the soil, so it's better to feed them to the goats and chickens if you have them, or just go ahead and put them in the garbage. It is never too late to mulch your garden. Lay down some newspaper. Well, first I weeded, lay down newspaper, and then I put hay on top. The hay is not ideal, has a lot of seeds in it. Salt marsh hay, which is different than hay you feed your animals, is a great option, as is top dressing with leaf mold. So this is going to keep the weeds down and help moisture stay in the soil and help the soil stay cool, which are all the things that we want to do, especially in a hot drought year. The newspaper is a lot of carbon, so you definitely want to add some other organic material that has high nitrogen in there. So this hay will be nice to help that as it decomposes. Hopefully it won't bring in too many weed seeds for me, but that was the choice that I made. Protect the soil and maybe get more weeds, or use more water and do more weeding this year. So mulch. There's lots of different ways. I love the newspaper. It's an abundant supply all around. If you don't get newspaper yourself, going to your local coffee shop and asking them for the paper is usually happy to give it to you. And some coffee grounds. Put the coffee grounds right on top of that newspaper. That'd be a great nitrogen source.